Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of See Yourself Grow with Tina. I am Tina Kalura, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a wife, I am a boss, I am a wife, I am a mom, and I try to be a boss at everything that I do. I am the founder and CEO of the See Yourself and Your Business Grow coaching and consulting firm, and I help people get out of their own way and into results in less than 90 days. My superpower is taking people's big ideas, breaking them down into smaller, more manageable tasks so that they can start seeing the results that they know they deserve. I love working with people one on one, group coaching sessions, and I love working with small business and teams as well. So today we are talking about how it's okay to want more and it's not greedy and how it is very expansive. Have you ever questioned yourself or asked yourself, am I being too greedy for wanting more? This question, I think, has arisen for me quite a few times. And it's every time that I'm wanting to try something new or I'm wanting to expand my business or even my personal growth. Growing up, I was athletic. And so I was always taught to push myself and to always strive for more. And just when you think you can't run an extra 10 minutes, keep going. And this was instilled in me from a very young age, whether it was from my older brothers or from my coaches, or even in every industry that I've worked in. I've always thought it was always a good idea to strive for more and try new things and don't limit yourself. Above my daughter's bed, she has a poster that says, the sky is the limit. And she's like, and then there is no limit, because really the only limits that are out there are the limits that we put on ourselves. So the desire for wanting more money in life can be a very complex topic and often influenced by social norms or personal experiences or even your personal surroundings. Maybe it was frowned upon as you were growing up to talk about what you want, that you wanted more. Some industries or some social norms is you want to be talking about that you want more. But rather than viewing wanting more as something negative, we can recognize it as something that highlights our potential or growth, maybe a positive contribution, or personal empowerment. Wanting to earn more or do more is not inherently negative. It doesn't have to be. It's a natural desire that many people have for various reasons, right? The perception of greed often depends on how one pursues their wealth or their growth, or how they talk about their wealth or their growth. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. And we're going to talk to a very good friend of mine in a few minutes about that a little bit further. But before I do that, I want to talk to you guys about something else that I am doing more of. And that is the See Your Leads Grow event, which is happening this Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So last month, I ran a free masterclass on how to see your leads grow. I talked about how I use social media to increase my leads, how I get 5 to 10 bookings after a networking event to help build my leads, how I use webinars to build my leads. And so then after that masterclass, I ran a 5-day challenge. The feedback I got from the 5-day challenge was amazing. The content was amazing. But people were like, it's so much and we have so little time. So that's why I have set it up in a way that, whoever attends the 5-day challenge or whoever attends the masterclass, they have access to that information all the time. I'm all about pulling back the curtains and sharing my tips and my tricks with people who want to do more and be more. So if that is something you are interested in, I'm going to put the link to register for the See Your Leads Grow Masterclass, which is happening on Wednesday, May 8th at 12:30 p.m. So today I have the great pleasure of speaking to a very good friend of mine, Andra. And we are going to talk about how it's okay to want more and it's not greedy and it is an expansive mindset. So, Andra is an international energy coach supporting leaders, performers, public figures, and those in the spotlight who hold a lot of influence and energy for others. Along with a 25-year background in kinesiology and education, Andra is multi certified as a coach with enhanced training in energetic and embodiment techniques, including law of attraction, Reiki, I can't say this word, Akashic records, tapping, and quantum flow. The unique combination of skills, coupled with her intuitive and innate understanding of the body and energy, allows her to support her high level clients in a deeply integrated way, opening them to new insights, healing that they couldn't get for their from their thinking brain alone, so that they can continue to impact powerfully, become widely known in their industry, while maintaining a deep and powerful connection to themselves, even when it feels like the whole world is pulling on their energy. So, without further ado, please welcome Andra. Hello, Andra. Mute.
Oh,
You
great.
good?
Yes. Hi, how are you? So
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Andra. I greatly appreciate you and your time.
same here.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, for sure. So, Andra, can you tell us, based on your experience, tell us why you think it's okay to want more, and it's not greedy and it is expensive?
Yeah, from a soul level perspective, we're designed to expand. And so when we say the word more, more has a lot attached to it. And so there's a lot of stuff attached to wanting more, which I'm sure we'll dive into a little bit. But we are actually designed to expand how we show up in the world, what we experience. And so all of that's a more, right? It might be something new. It might be a new iteration. It might be a new offering in the world. It might be more impact that you want to make. It might be more and more stuff, right? So a lot of times people have issues with receiving more stuff, more money, or we have kind of mixed emotions around that or judgment around that. And so I think it really is, yeah, more is how we are designed. We are designed to continually expand. And as we expand, everyone in our field also expands. So whether that's our personal life, professional life, clients, doesn't matter. As we are in the more and the more expansion of ourselves, that everyone benefits. So it's really how we were actually designed, how the universe was actually designed to continually expand and grow.
I love that. I love that. So, why are there people out there that resist the expansion more than others? Where does that come from?
Well, that's a very multi-layered. But there's, yeah, we'll do a mini deep dive. But ultimately, we all have, as you said at the beginning, there's collective societal influences like this. If you want more, that means you're greedy. There's like childhood influences that we have. There's so many reasons that we can have this. We can internalize it for ourselves. We can have our own
Mm.
belief systems around. Um, I can want a little bit more, but I shouldn't want too much more. There's so many reasons and they're so ingrained within us, and some of them are outside influences and some of them are our own perceptions, and we then label it as more is not the right thing to want or ask for, right? And so a lot of times people have a hard time asking for more, allowing themselves to have more. Receiving more is a big one, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, can you share with us maybe an experience that you've had with a client on how you have helped them tap into, this limiting belief and helping them through this thought process?
Yeah, I will say, we'll talk about maybe some steps later, but it's so important to actually get clear that you want more and that it's okay that you want more, and to take the time to figure out what that more is, even if you're not 100% sure what that is. And so I think, I can think of many examples, but a particular client, right, very successful in her business, doing really well, supporting her team really, really well, but having this, I'm going to say, intuitive insight that she wanted to do more. She wanted to shine more. She wanted to be more known in her industry as the leader that she actually was. And so that was her more, which of course is more impact, more influence, more money. It's all those things, right? That we often just think more as more money, right? And it's, I do a lot of deep money work with people because there's a lot of stuff attached to money. But really it's about when you are really tuning into what your more is, and that's not a mental thing, it's actually a soul level thing or a heart thing or an energy or a body thing. When you tune into what it is that is missing or that you want more, or your next iteration, I think it's about having that permission, first of all, to allow yourself to want that and to be able to then take steps towards that. And so, yeah, so I'm helping people peel away the layers of the clarity, I guess, on what the more is, and then also peeling away the stuff that is holding them back from actually stepping into the more, right? Those upper limits that are coming in, the limiting beliefs. And I do a lot of embodied work. And so we can talk about mindset, but the work I do is actually very integrated. We can think something, but our body and our energy may not be resonating with that. And so that is the deep work that I do. And it's fast. So it just helps people kind of get to the root of things, pull it out, and then so that they can then step into what's next for them.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. And you know, I'm assuming, Andra, that you know some things are easier to unravel than others. To your point earlier, it's you know deep. Some of these beliefs are deeply rooted, and you know tying it into the body. I think a lot of people don't understand how and where you know this negative energy or thoughts actually resonate and just manifest, right? And then you know we there's a lot of people talking about the gut health, right? And I was always told we have two brains, right? You have your gut and you have the brain. So you know, can you tell us maybe if there's anybody out there who is struggling with this way of thinking, what are three things that people can start focusing on now that might help them, you know, unravel this way of thinking?
Yeah, sure. And I'm going to say, even take the word negative out, because all of this stuff is just experience based or it's perception based. It's not, there's no negative, positive, and we actually don't want to be labeling things. So I think it's like allowing whatever experience to be there to be there. So I think in terms of steps, it's first of all, as I said earlier, it's about you tuning into yourself and what is missing for you. What is the more that you are wanting? What I often will use clarity and contrast. So if something contrast is when things are like, I find with a lot of my clients, it's not that things are bad, right? They've created a lot. Things are good, but there's like something missing there. And so for some of them, it's like, what's next for me? There's a calling. And then for some, it's more like I have so much, I shouldn't want to do something else or want more, or I don't want to lose what I already have. So I think it's that permission piece and that idea of tuning into yourself and what's missing, what is the more that you want? Is it more impact? Is it a whole different way of being in the world? Is it a whole integration of how you show up in your personal life and business life? So I think it's for you, first of all, clarifying what that is for you or getting support to clarify that and giving yourself permission to do that. And then I think step two, I know these sound like in a way simple, but they're not. I mean, they are, but it takes a minute to actually let yourself drop out of the busyness of the world and actually tune into yourself and really feel, what is the call? What am I being called to? What am I being pulled forward to? Allowing yourself to claim that. So that would be step two, is like, oh yeah, I actually want to do this. Even though I have this, I actually want this too. Or I'm stepping into this and I've spent so much time building this, but I also want this, or I want this to look different or feel different. And so when you can claim it for yourself, and when I say claim, that is in the body. It's not just a mental, it starts mental, but we actually have to have your body and your nervous system and your energy on board so that you are holding this energy within yourself. And then I think step three, and I'm pointing to my third chakra a lot because it's kind of when we look at the body, there's lots of, expression, heart, and then solar plexus is kind of right where our power is. And it's really how it's what we use to create and in the world. And so the step three, I would say, is tune into your body and notice how much you are allowing yourself to even receive this new desire or to receive what's going to come from this new desire. And just notice where there's little glitches around that, right? And so we can affirm till the cows come home. But if we are not actually allowing, I do an exercise with people where it's almost like practicing receiving it in your body. And it's amazing how the body will be like, no, or it'll kind of like send it back,
Resistance.
or, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it'll let a little bit in, or it won't let it fully in. And so I think it's really starting to, I think for me, step three, I'm so passionate about it, obviously embodiment, but don't don't do everything from the brain up. Your brain is super smart and it will take all the insights and apply them, and it's amazing. So we don't want to just not include the brain, but there's so many other facets that we kind of we leave them. Um, we're not using all of our faculties really in order to move forward and to create. And so that's kind of the invitation that I would say to you right now. If you're always in your head, if you're always linear, there's body knowledge, there's energy, there's soul wisdom, and if we can combine those all together, that's actually where you have the breakthrough, right?
Yeah. And is that why meditation is so important as well, Andrea? Like, what are your thoughts on meditation and being centered with yourself?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
Imperative, right? So I think whatever that meditation is, it might be a guided. I think I just want to say that because people are like, "Oh, I can't meditate," especially if you're a big thinker. They're like, "Oh, my mind never shuts up," right? And so it really is about finding a way to get still. And so even that quantum flow practice that I talked about, that's almost like an embodiment meditative affirmation. Mm, nervous system exercise, right? So another way to, like, if you know Joe Dispenza, like there's different ways to meditate and get into your body. And so I just wanted to preface that I think it's all important to be able to go within, to be still within yourself, and there's lots of ways to do that.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for that, Andrea.
Yeah,
Now, can you tell us a little bit about the Akashic records
sure.
and what's that? What
What the
that's all
heck
about?
are those? That's what
Yeah, yeah.
I think they have that on my sales page. What the heck are the Akashic records? So yeah, quick polls notes version. We all have Akashic records. It's like a soul level energetic database, really. So we
Mm,
each have Akashics. So I'm certified and trained to be able to go into someone else's Akashic records with their permission, of course.
mhm.
You can go into your own as well. It's just most people don't know quite how to do it, but it is your soul level information. It has things like what your soul gifts are, maybe blocks or restrictions that you have in your experience. We can even do things like how you manifest, how your soul is designed to manifest, how your business is actually designed to thrive, how you are meant to be in your business, and how you're meant to thrive within yourself. So it's all like lessons that I'm meant to learn in this lifetime, growth path. So it's a well of information, and it's my favorite thing about it is it's very validating. So when I'm sharing this with people, this is I and often I don't know people, right? I have no experience with them, and I'm doing this, and they're like, how did you how did you know this, right? And it's because I'm tuning into this, and when I'm reflecting to them, I'm reflecting it in a different way than they've heard it. But there's always a deep resonance where they're like, "Ah, I knew it," or I could feel that, right? It's just very validating for people, and we are just making it very conscious, so that they can then apply it into the world. So yeah, it's a beautiful field of, it's a high level of consciousness. I'm going to say it in that way. High level information. Yeah.
I love that.
A little out
Okay.
there, but also awesome. And I deal with people who, even if you're not out there, right? And I mean, I never use the word woo woo because I hate it. But in a spiritual way, right? It might seem like a lot, but some of the people that I have come into my world are like pretty linear thinkers and like mind focused, but they're like, that sounds kind of interesting. And I wouldn't mind learning about that. And then when I'm sharing it, they can't argue it because it's them, right? It's a
Yeah.
reflection of them. So
That's so cool. Yeah, that sounds very, very interesting.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, is there anything that we haven't touched upon that you want to talk about, or any last thoughts you want to leave us with?
I mean, I think it really, I feel so much that I want to just say, allow yourself to listen to yourself. And if there is a more that's calling for you, that's legit. There's something that is wanting to be birthed, and you can shut it down or pretend it's not there. It's not going anywhere, right? And so nobody's going to do it for us. No one's going to tell us what we can and can't do. So if you are receiving this call, my invitation is to step into it and allow yourself to have it. And yeah, find the ways in which you limit yourself, and be like, I'm always like, be very conscious of these upper limits and the way, right? And how they show up for you, because they are trying to keep you where you are, and we're not designed to stay where we are. We're actually designed to expand, right? And again, that more doesn't have to always be just more money, right? It's people just make things so linear, and then a lot of people have money issues, like everybody does. I've worked with nobody who doesn't have some kind of weird connection with money, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so we actually just want to think of the more, for most people it's more impact, or it's making it, having a better life, right? And there will be a money infusion into that in some way. But I think, if maybe that's the last tip I would say, is like, make your more be about more, because you're actually not about money. Most people want to have a good life and have great experiences, but you're not like, oh, I just want to pile up a bunch of cash in my hand, right? It's like, I'm here, there's something that wants to be birthed. And I guess the last thing I will say is, so much of this is not linear. And
Yeah.
so it might seem random when it comes through for you, but just the invitation is to accept that there is something, and that even if it doesn't make sense, that it's worth stepping into.
Yeah. Just on that, Andra, like I remember with me, as I was exploring getting into to personal and professional coaching, I would always like go towards it and then go away from it, and something would always pull me back. Right. And I've heard it's sometimes a whisper and sometimes it's a 2x4 on the
Yeah.
head. But I'm with you. I am in alignment with you on so many levels, Andra, because I truly believe that we are meant to do more and be more. And if you are meant to be on a certain path, I truly believe that, the universe will always guide you back to what it is that you're supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
So I love that. So good. Okay, so do you have anything special coming up that you wanted to share with us?
I really just am very much in conversation mode with people, in terms of collaboration, in terms of client conversation. And so that, I think I would just offer that if people are feeling that they like to explore what their more might be, and how what might be blocking them, and really step into their own power around that. I have a personal power breakthrough session that I would love to offer, if it feels of resonance. And if you're like, yeah, it's like an hour long conversation, if you're like, yeah, I'm not ready for that, then just message me and we can set up something a little more informal, a little more casual, to have a conversation.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much, Andra.
Yeah, thank you.
And how can people get in touch with you?
So Andra Wachesson on LinkedIn. I'm Andra underscore energy coach on Instagram. And my website is andrawachesson.com. So any of those places are places that I will connect with you. And again, if you want to reach out and book, or to have a conversation or book a chat, then obviously we will connect in that way.
Oh, I love that. Okay, excellent. So, Andra, I will be putting all of your contact links in the comments, both on Facebook and LinkedIn, and we will be sharing this video as well with your links on YouTube. So, anybody listening who's out there will be able to get in contact with you very easily.
Well, thank
Um,
you. Thank you so
yeah.
much. Thank you for the opportunity to share with your audience, to connect with you. You're so expansive in your way of being, and so generous in your spirit. And so I'm always so honored to be connected, and yeah, in connection, I think, with amazing people. So thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely, Andrea. I feel the same way. And like we said, we should have met like so
I know.
many.
Even when you were talking about being an athlete, I was like, I was an athlete, and we have the same original coach training, and you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely, so we're meeting
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason that we're in each other's space. So I just want to say thank you again. My mission, my vision is always to share, who I am, what I do, and the people that I'm meeting with my network, in hopes that they will reach out to you as well. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I'm going to just wrap things up. Andrea, feel free to hang out backstage if you can't. I totally understand. But again, I just want to thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Just so there you have it, everyone. Andra is so wonderful. She does amazing things. Please take her up on her generous offers and connect with her, even if you just reach out and follow her on any one of her social media platforms, visit her website. She really does amazing things, and she is always open to having conversations with people. So please do that. And I am just going to say I am booking these chats well into June. Now my June slots are filling up. So if you are a coach, a consultant, a small business owner who wants to broadcast out what you do, please direct message me, and let's have a chat, and we can figure out if you'd be a good fit for the See Yourself Grow with Tina channel. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Enjoy this beautiful Monday, and I look forward to seeing you and your business grow. Bye, everyone.